date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right there. Stay right.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
Hold on. Cause you know I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
I keep it on me. You want to date your what?
I want to date my wage, not my age. I want to date my wage. So where are they? Cause y'all always talking about date your age, date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm upset at y'all. I am. I'm upset that y'all did not tell me what this little white girl looked like. I found out after I did the last video on Shannon Sharpe what this girl actually looks like. Gabrielle Zuniga. I found out what she looks like, and I cannot believe that Unc went out there, Shannon Sharpe went out there and risked the bag for her. Right here. This what we did it for? This what we did it for? This was the chick that was talking spicy? $25,000 per cheek? What cheek? What cheeks is where the cheeks at? For 25 grand, goddamn. Hey, Shannon Sharpe, I thought that we was talking about a white stallion out here. I'm like, oh, she charging $25,000 per cheek. She gotta be the white stallion. She gotta be the next coming of a Charlize Theron or my. I can't believe that this is what she actually looks like. This right here, this is what you are losing millions of dollars on, brother. We got to reevaluate some stuff. Now, let me make this clear. I 1000% stand behind my original statement in that first video that this is a shakedown. It's no question in my mind this is a shakedown. However, bro, Shannon Sharpe, you got to be smarter than this. You got to be smart. And the thing that I don't understand about Shannon Sharpe, y'all, this is the thing that I don't understand. Shannon Sharpe has been famous and has had wealth and money for the better part of 20 to 30 years. Shannon Sharpe has had access to money, which means he has had access to buying whores for the better part of 20 to 30 years. So you mean to tell me that in 20 years you haven't updated your mental Rolodex? In 20 years you have not gotten any amount of discipline in order so that you do not end up in a situation where you are getting ousted and you are getting dragged in the media and extorted for money by a chick that looks like you could get her at Walmart. You can find this at Target. I shit you not. I could leave right now, take my camera, go to my local Target that's about 1.5 miles away from me, and find a Gabby Zuniga in there. I'm bewildered. I'm baffled, y'all. I thought we was talking about a white woman that looked like the Black Widow from Marvel. That's why I'm thinking. I'm like, he got a bad one. I'm thinking we talking about Scarlett Joe. I'm thinking he got a little. I'm like, all right, he got a little young thing over there. He gotta have a Scarlett Joe over there. Is what I was saying to myself the entire time until I saw these fucking pictures. Until I saw these pictures. This what we doing? This is what you blowing the listen, gentlemen. If you care about money at all, if you care about finances at all, if you ever get to a point to where you have wealth, to where you have riches, the number one rule before all else is to protect the bag. Covet the bag. Secure the bag. But he risked it for this pale face. You risked everything for this pale face. You got caught up with this pale face, with this. And if y'all heard the tape from the last video, I think we can all agree that this chick has some form of ADHD. She sounds slow when she talks. She sounds like she might have written on the yellow bus, the little short yellow bus back in school. It's in her face. It's in the way she speaks. I don't even know how he could put up with her for that long. Talking to someone like this and trying to hold a conversation with someone who speaks like she does.
I don't know, Shannon. What's going on? You tell me, Shannon. I mean, I guess we're going out because I don't want you to choke me. That's not what I want, Shannon.
Oh, what the fuck? Yo. Alright. Couple things we gotta talk about, okay? Aside from Shannon Sharpe risking his entire bag and his media career with this right here, aside from that, right? There's a couple things that we found out. Number one, we found out that Shannon Sharpe offered this thing right here. He offered this OnlyFans whore $10 million. That's right. He offered her $10 million way before this ever went public. Way before you and I ever learned about it, he offered $10 million. Now, I understand how that looks on the surface because I had the same thought. If you're not guilty, why in the hell would you ever offer your accuser $10 million? Now, the funny thing is, Shannon Sharpe brought up Jay-Z before in his statement. He brought up Jay-Z. Jay-Z didn't offer to Jane Doe $10 million. He didn't offer her a dime. He said, I'm not giving you one red motherfucking penny. You're going to have to get it out the mud. Get it how you live. But you ain't getting it from me. That's what Jay said. Shannon, you get to Shannon. And Jay got more money than Shannon Sharpe. I think we can all agree. I think we can all attest to the fact that Jay-Z has a lot more to lose than Shannon Sharpe does. Jay-Z has a lot more wealth than Shannon Sharpe does. And Jay said, I'm not giving you a fucking penny. But when it comes around to Shannon Sharpe, you offered this chick $10 million, bro, to settle this? Something don't seem right. I gotta be objective here. Now, I was on the side, and I'm still on the side of her planning this out from the very beginning. I'm not leaving that hill. I'll die on that hill. However, you can't tell me that something doesn't seem strange about him offering to pay her off to the sum and tune of $10 million if you're not guilty. If I had If I was in Shannon Sharpe's position and somebody came to me and accused me of doing something that I know for a fact that I did not do, I'm not offering to settle for 10 million. You're not about to get 10 M's out of me. Now, while I understand how this looks on the outside, because I just said that I feel the same way, why in the hell would you try to settle for 10 million if you are not guilty and you didn't do anything? I did find something, a little clip from the Dan Le Batard show that I'm going to show you right now as to why Shannon Sharpe may have offered to pay the $10 million.
First, we have to talk about what a settlement means, just because it's been so unclear, where people assume when you make a settlement offer, that means that you're automatically guilty or that you've done the underlying action. Actually, it's a math equation, believe it or not. When you have a lawsuit that is pending, you speak to your lawyers and they talk to you about the probability. So if he's being sued for $50 million, stay with me here, Dan, and the lawyer says, Shannon, there's a 10% chance of this happening, of the victory against you, of you losing. 10% of 50 million is $5 million bucks. That means the value of the lawsuit is $5 million bucks.
Okay.
But the legal fees are going to be $8 million, no matter what. If you have no liability or if you're found liable for $50 million, you're going to pay me $8 million.
Okay.
That's a total of $13 million.
Yeah.
That's when you go to the other side and you say, I'll give you 10.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I did it. Doesn't mean I didn't do it. It's called a nuisance settlement amount, and it's discovered through a simple math equation based on probability. And that's all it does. So when the 10 million was offered, now people go crazy. Oh my God, how can you be so stupid as to say you didn't do it and then offer 10? That's how.
Okay. All right. I wanted to play that to give some type of idea as to why in the world Shannon Sharpe would offer this girl $10 million if he did not do it and he was not guilty of the things that she's accusing him of. I wanted to give some context from a lawyer perspective, somebody in the legal field who could better explain why this may be the case. Now, here's the thing with this, right? Here's the thing with this. It's going to turn out, because it's already taken effect, that it's not going to matter whether or not he's guilty or not. Because this may not change the view of how the public looks at him. In other words, public opinion is a factor when you are talking about a media personality. It changes everything. The court of law is one side of things. But the court of public opinion has become so important for people that have media careers that it is damn near worse to be convicted in the eye of the public than it is to be convicted in the eye of the law. That's where we at. It's almost a case of you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? You live by the media, you make your money from the media, you make your wealth off the media, you make your living off the media, then you're subjected to everything that comes with that, which means that your media career is based on everybody's perception of you. It's based on media, the people that consume media, and their perception of you. So while he may have a point to where fiscally, financially, it made more sense for him to offer her the $10 million up front rather than try to drag this out in court and potentially lose a lot more than that. At the same token, by doing that, you also lost something on the other side. You lost something with the people. You lost credibility. And credibility in media, especially on YouTube, for what it is that Shannon Sharpe was trying to do, For the audiences that he was trying to reach, your credibility is everything. It's everything to Shannon. It's everything. So now you have a situation where you're almost damn near in a lose-lose now, because the information has been released. Along with the information, we found out that you offered this girl a settlement. It looks crazy. It looks crazy, y'all. It does. Now, we recently got, in addition to that, the development, which I put in the last episode that Stephen A. Smith was speaking on this, and he had talked to the big wig over there at Disney. What he told him was, all he said was, to sum it up, we watching. Hey, dog, we don't want to hear nothing about what you got to say. We don't care about the statements that you're releasing on Instagram. We don't care about whatever it is that you got to say on Nightcap. We don't care about none of that. Just know that we watching. That sums up what the big wig over there at Disney told Stephen A. Smith. Don't get comfortable. We watching. And then what happens? A day later, Shannon Sharpe releases a statement. Let me see if I can find the statement. Oh, God. He says, my statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Shannon Sharpe. Now, cool statement, bro. But let me tell you something. I don't know if I believe that Shannon Sharpe willingly stepped aside at ESPN. I believe that he was asked to step aside until this issue is resolved. I believe they told him, listen, you can either step aside now or we can go ahead and bid you adieu. Because the day that this came out, Shannon Sharpe was on air. In fact, in Stephen A's video, he said that he didn't find out until moments before they went live on air that day to do First Take. Now, I'll tell you, just within the last couple videos that I've seen Shannon Sharpe, he looks shaken. He doesn't look as poised as he did. That little clip that I played at the beginning of this video told me something. It tells me one or two things too. If you paid attention to the arrogance in his voice, he asked the question several times. How about I want to be with somebody he stated, I don't want to be with somebody. Stop telling me to be with people that's around my age. In other words, I want to pay like I weigh. I want to be around people that I can afford to pay to be around. Well, here's the problem with paying people to be around you. They there for the bag, nothing else, bro. They're there for the bag and nothing else. And I would think that somebody that had 20 to 30 years of experience of being around hoes would know better than to put himself in a position that he's currently in. I can't make heads or tails. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why he would do this. Your name is too big, your brand is too valuable, and you've worked too hard to get to the stage and the point to where you can prop yourself up and hold yourself up on your name alone. And now you are fucking it off. You done fucked it off for a whore on OnlyFans that looks like somebody that it drives a goddamn minivan to Walmart to pick up noodles for her kids in the wave pool. I'm lost. If this isn't a case of knowing the line and having dick discipline control. If this doesn't convince y'all fellas, I don't know what will. Shannon Sharpe is a menace. He can't control himself. That's what I'm getting from this. Because otherwise, why would you put yourself in this position? Yes, we know this girl was 19 years old. He 50-something years old. All right, you wanted to live out. You wanted to live back in the day with your youth. You wanted to go young again. You wanted to feel young again. But honestly, he ain't had no business fucking around with no 19-year-old. And you 50-something going on 60, halfway to 60 years old. Come on, man. This is what you risk by doing this. Fucking around with little kids. She still ain't even mentally developed. She don't look like she'll ever be mentally developed because she look like she goddamn slow. But the bigger point here is, with all of this wealth, it has not brought you wisdom. All the wealth that you have amassed has not brought you an ounce of wisdom, bro. Because what we doing? Now he talking about he's stepping aside until NFL preseason. What's that? NFL preseason is August, September of this year. So now we're talking about you taking a 5 to 6 month hiatus. 5 to 6 month hiatus. And I'm assuming until ESPN and Disney feels comfortable enough to bring you back on, if they ever do it. I honestly don't know if that'll ever happen. I don't know what's going to happen now. I have no clue. I told y'all the headline in the last video was Shannon may be in trouble. And it wasn't a clickbait. It was really how I felt. I felt like he might be in trouble. His media career is at risk here. And I said in the last video, everything is at risk for him. This is it. I don't know how true it was that he was about to get a $100 million bag. I don't know. I've heard rumors. I've seen reports. I pulled up the information on Google last time and put it in the video, a little clip in the video. I don't know how true it is that he had a $100 million deal on the table. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that he got to 100 million a lot faster than somebody like Stephen A did. Stephen A just got a $100 million deal. And he's been in the game all his life. So maybe it was true. I don't know. But I can tell you that it's not true anymore. I can tell you that. I can tell you that whatever deals that were on the table that was coming his way from any other brands outside of ESPN and Disney have been taken off the table. This is a multi-layer level of bag blowing. On so many levels. So, this is what we got. This is where we are. Oh, one more thing before we get out of here. I pulled up Marcus Wiley because I wanted him to let you know, to read off the guidelines and why this is happening to Shannon Sharpe over at Disney. Listen to this.
We'll talk through that. But first, I want you guys to all know, what did Shannon Sharpe sign on to when he signed to go to ESPN? Here's their conduct policy. You will act at all times with due regard to public morals and conventions. You shall refrain from any offensive or distasteful remarks or conduct in the production and broadcast of the programs. If in at any time you shall do or have done any act or thing that would amount to a felony or misdemeanor under federal, state, or local laws, or which tends to bring you or us into public disrepute, scandal, or ridicule, or which might insult or offend the community or substantial group thereof, or which might reflect unfavorably on us or injure the success of the programs,
we shall have the right to terminate this agreement at any time before the expiration of 30 days after the date on which we acquire knowledge thereof. Just wanted to clarify for everybody out there, there was a 30-day clock that started the day that ESPN found out about these allegations in terms of enforcing their conduct policy. So now, let's get into it.
All right. So now you have it. Now you have it. See, when you're dealing in media, and this isn't just with media, a lot of people don't understand that when they sign on to jobs, jobs also have these types of discretions within the contract that you sign when you sign on to become a member or to become an associate for a company. You are a representative of the company always. So if it is ever found that you have put the company at risk, whether it is through your words or actions that you have taken, they have every right, because most companies are at-will employers unless you are under contract. And even under contract, there are specific clauses like the ones he's just read that will make you liable in the event that you are found guilty or negligent, or it is found out that you have acted disorderly, misconduct. All of that shit all of those things are fireable offenses. All of them. Especially when you're talking about a giant like Disney and ESPN. I told y'all last time they don't fuck around. They're too big. Their name is too big. They got too much at risk. And we're not about to risk it on you. And if it gets to a point to where you have become more trouble than you are worth, we will let you go. We still have Stephen A. We will bid you adieu, and you can go get it out the mud from wherever else that you choose. But now remember, Shannon can't go back to FS1. He done with Fox. So you can't go over there and get a bag. But to also lose your bag at Disney, those are the biggest media sports outlets out here. ESPN and Fox Sports. Where you gonna go after that? Do you have enough cachet to sustain yourself on your platform, or even to go solo after this shit storm? Will you have enough cachet then? We don't know. A lot at stake. I said it last video. Anyway, I've been here for, I don't know. It's a long time. I've been running my mouth for a long time. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. We got other stuff to talk about today too. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Later.